All right, so this is kind of a fun assignment. Kind of talking about block lettering and how to draw something in 3 dimensions. So this is called isometric drawing, when you draw these kind of 3D looking shapes, all with angles. So specifically, an isometric drawing relates to any kind of 3-dimensional shape, like a cube here. And an isometric drawing is when you draw it in 3 dimensions, but all 3 sides that you can see are perfectly even. So for this one, for this cube, let's call this red number 3 the face, and then we'll call this the side with the duck, and then this number 3 is the top. So a 3D drawing could look like this, where you look at mostly at the 3, and you see a little bit of the side, a little bit of the top. But an isometric drawing is when you have this point right here facing directly at you, so that the top, the side, and the front are all even. They're all the same size, even though they all kind of face in a different direction, so they kind of look different. They're all equal. They're all the same size. So this length and this length are identical. This length and this length are identical, so they're all the same size. So I'm going to show you how to draw a cube in this format, this isometric format. So I have this paper, and you can see it's a whole bunch of little tiny triangles. You know, I'm going to zoom you in a little bit. It's a whole bunch of little tiny triangles, and it'll kind of make you dizzy if you look at it too long. But what we're going to do is we're going to start by drawing the sides of the cube. So I have, here's my cube like this. Oh, go this way. So we're going to draw the sides first. I think I'll start with the duck side. So it's a straight line down, and I'm going to do like 2 triangles worth. So straight line down, and then a line that goes back and up like this, and then same line here, and then the other side. So that's that side of the cube. Now I'm going to draw the front side of the cube. Same line there. This time they go up this direction. Draw a line there. And then the top of the cube are just 2 more angles like that. So now I have a 3-dimensional cube. And so what you can do with this is you can make letters, you can make different shapes, you can do different designs. So you can see here I started to write Sullivan. I made a few mistakes, which is fine. I have some weird little spots, but that's part of figuring out what you're doing. So I also made just a bunch of different kind of cool designs. So I'll attach on the slideshow, I'll attach some letters so that you can see kind of what to look at, and then I'll also attach some different shapes. But so really all you need to do is stick with some straight up and down lines. Maybe I'll do a line like that, and then follow the diagonals. So maybe I'll go out 3, 1, 2, 3, and then I'll come down 2, go back in 1. So if you start with one shape like that, then you can go off in the other direction, and this is how you make it look 3-dimensional. So this is 2 over, 2 over, 2 over, 2 over. And then I can just connect those like that. And that's kind of a 3-dimensional shape. So again, I'm just going to draw some kind of random shape. Maybe like that. And then from all the corners on this side, I'm just going to draw 2 over, 2 over, 2 over, like that. And then this one runs into that one, and that's okay. And I'm just going to connect all of these. And now I have this kind of weird 3-dimensional shape. Oh, this one too right here. Okay, so as you play around with these, you'll see that your shapes kind of, I don't know, turn into their own designs and shapes. One thing that you can do to make them look even cooler is to add some shading. So since you have 3 different sides of your shape, one side you want to color as dark as you can. I'm using colored pencils, and each of these I did with just one colored pencil. I just varied how hard I pressed on the shape. So on one side I'm going to press down really hard, one side I'm going to press down a little lighter, and then the third side is going to be very, very light. And it doesn't matter which way you do this. I'll show you. So I'm going to do, maybe I'll do this side, I'll press down the hardest. So I'm just going to kind of get some color in there, and then I'll go back and even it out a little bit. Okay, so there's my first side. I pressed down as hard as I could with the colored pencil, of course, without trying to break it or anything. And then on the top side, I think I'll color very lightly. And then these two sides face the same direction. So I'm going to color kind of a middle blue on these. So I'm pressing down a little harder than I did on the top side, but not as hard as this. And you can see now it looks even more three-dimensional. I'll do the same thing over here. So on this one, maybe this side, I'll do the lightest. Like the light is shining on this side. And then maybe on the tops, I'll go really dark. And you can see I go both ways with my colored pencils, just to get an even color. I start one way and then I kind of color the other way too, just to even out the colors. So I color maybe straight up and down this way, and then I go back and I color across this way. And that will give you pretty even coverage. Okay, now these 3, 1, 2, 3, these are all the side. So I'm going to go with my middle tone on the side, like that. So again, a little darker than this side, this front side. Okay, so I'd like to see what you guys come up with. Maybe you could try writing your name. Maybe you could try just drawing a bunch of different shapes. Maybe you could put something together with Legos and try to draw what you made with Legos. Or you can just kind of play around and make up some shapes. Have fun with this one.